Away from Me by Claire. You take my book away from me, and I will make you cross the sea. I'll stay for hours in solitary. If you need me, I'm in the library. Divergent, Hunger Games, TID, TMI, all the books reach the sky. You take my book away from me, you'll regret it, I'll make you see. I may have some tiny problems, but I love it when my bookshelf blossoms. I am Divergent, a tribute, a shadow hunter. Just ask anybody, even my mother. You take my book away from me. Well, I dare you, but I'm very feisty.
Quiet and Loud Poem by Christopher. Quietly, the snow falling during the night, the sky asleep on a dark night. Night with a full moon upon us, not a sound in my head, and me writing up my book and then sleeping. Loud Poem. Thunder booming, lightning crashing, dogs howling at the moon, cars honking, and me trying to go to sleep.
This is Hail Narnia by Natalie. My locker is a mess. It causes me stress. Useless papers that are 6 months old, €5 that I never sold. 3 sets of earrings, a pair of shoes, unreturned books that I'll never use. Gym shirts that I need to clean, a bag of candy from Halloween. Loose change which needs an exchange, rotten fruit and paper clips too. I say, that's it, I'm done, I'm through. I look at the back of my locker, and what I saw made me sway. I see a door and push things out of the way. I peer through the lock, then I knock. What I saw gave me a big shock. I open the door, and what do I see? A world built just for me. A lion made of gum, a witch made of past memories, and a paper wardrobe. Where is this on the globe? Then something hit me. Oh, it's just Narnia. I close the door and lock it, and put the key in my pocket.
I'm Katerina, and this is Faces, Not Screens. We all have friends, or one person who cares. One person who we think would take 10 minutes out of their day to help us. Sometimes we don't realize or separate who is really in our lives and who wants to be there. Sometimes we realize a second too late the people who go out of their way to make us smile each and every day. We never look up and notice how much more they do than any other friend. Sometimes we don't separate a text from a card, or a smiley emoji from an actual hug, a phone call from coming over, to be there. Many human beings will say it doesn't matter, that it doesn't make all the difference in the world, but it does. And if people would look up from their smartphones for 3 seconds, they would finally understand. They would see that when you feel like the world is collapsing around you, all you want is a hug, a real person looking into your eyes, saying it's okay, not a text or a message. When you're crying, feeling alone in your own world, consumed with sadness, a group message isn't what you want. Because no matter how many friends you're texting, you still feel alone. That is when you know the one friend who comes on that day. The one friend who senses a text isn't enough. That is the kind of friend everyone deserves. That is the kind of friend you keep in your heart forever. Because you love her without the phones and computers, without the distractions. Just you and her. Actually eye to eye, not screen to screen. When you go off on your own, or move, leaving all the people you know behind, I hope they remember your personality, your love, you. Not how many times you've liked or reposted their picture. Technology isn't worth not getting to know all the people around you, so don't let it take over your life.
This is Love Yourself by Haley. This is for anyone who has ever felt like they were drowning in an ocean of expectations and standards that they worry they will never be able to live up to. This is for the person who is sitting on a cloud only to be dragged down by the negativity and demands of impossible societal standards, who feel trapped like a prisoner because of all the taunts and the words and the bullies who lock up their souls. The kids who put up a fort to protect themselves from the words that destroy their feelings, like knives and swords and weapons. This is for the kid who feels like a dainty rock, struggling to withstand being pulled into the tornado of clicks and popularity, where they know they will only get caught up in the rush of rumors and gossip. This is for everyone who was told that they will never be good enough, and that they must change themselves to fit in, like a chameleon changes its skin color. But this is also for the people who wonder, why would you be someone else when you're better off being yourself? You cannot build happiness on a feeling of self-loathing. Valuing your imperfections is as important as valuing your perfections. It's not about what they call you, it's about what you answer to. You are the sunlight that fills a meadow of flowers and the melody that flows through a song. You are the sunset that fills the open plains and the stained glass window that lights up the room. They can try to tear you down piece by piece, step on you, drag you through the mud with their nagging insults and snide comments, but you must be the building that refuses to topple, even when the greatest earthquake strikes. To be yourself in a world of people trying to change you is the greatest achievement possible.
This is called Cases on Cases by Megan. My phone is new, I just need one. Once I get it, I will be done. But I'm finding the urge to buy one more. 2 becomes 3, and now I have 4. Purple, green, white, and blue. Why not throw in a life proof too? Yellow, pink, red, and black. I don't think I'll ever take them back. Plastic, metal, and rubber too. I may have 100, but I want one that's new. Hundreds and hundreds piling in per week, each one being very unique. Now I'm surrounded by cases, I can't see out the door, they're piled up to my ceiling and scattered across the floor. It's getting quite scary with feelings of doom. I've got so many cases, I can't get out of my room.
So I just how to be, excuse me, performs puppet shows when we visit our mom at the library. Likes to have private conversations with our grandpa or grandma about school if we face any problems. Enjoys playing the video game Just Dance with the family on the Wii. Enjoys also playing board games or card games with the family every time we have spare time. Remembering all the time we do, family time's the best. Prays to survive scary roller coasters at Six Flags with drops, turns, and loops. Prays to survive water slides with tunnels, hills, and drops. Proud to be alive, enjoy spending time with my family. Creates letters for our grandparents' anniversary. Destroys snowballs that I make by doing a backflip to make other people laugh hysterically, usually end up failing. Savors watching the movie Lost in Space with my favorite character, Dr. Smith. Also savors eating my favorite dish, cauliflower. Proud to be who I am, David Cox.
An Ode to Miss Mansell by Donald Cox. Travels to school on time to teach her class. Slip-footing through the door, she battles with time to have a longer period with her class, teaching and making her students laugh hysterically due to the funny jokes of life. Frantically opening her Word document, she skims down the page on the screen, then hits the right document that slowly opens up the daily language workout to get her students' brains cooked and ready to learn the cool, caring characteristics of the one and only language arts. Amazingly capable of every student's needs, she was always functional and never gets too melodramatic when the student doesn't finish a homework assignment, test, or quiz. With the word and word phrases on the wall, caring love and affection from the lovely language arts teacher already shows the blissful and jubilant year ahead of you. As she nourishes and perseveres her students to love and cherish language arts. I bet she would rather stay home and stick her nose in a book than go fishing for a contest. Even with the shiny trophy right there, she would deny and go read a book. Smart move, because she never knows if she will come across the same people, might have to teach them how to read and write. and all there is to know about language arts. You won't see me there. She already taught me everything she knows. That is why I dedicate this loving and thoughtful ode to the teacher I adore greatly and wish her every happiness, Miss Mansell.
An Ode to the Cat by Eric. Starts off quiet, ends with noise, always wanting to be fed, yet full it never seems. Sprinting across the room, occasionally she crashes. She thinks she's a queen and us her servants. Running away from tall, large men, she's like a boy high on Monster and Mountain Dew, full of energy at night and in the morning, but tired in the afternoon. And purrs as loud as a lion, but what can I say? She is one cute, annoying cat.
This is an ode to the cherry blossom tree by Jillian. Originates from the country of Japan, has a variety of sitting strokes for brush strokes for branches. Each petal, like minuscule belly flax, coming gracefully to the ground, ostentatious and insubstantial, yet simply a pasty pink color, or a deep hot pink in some instances. Its soft skin consoles me, like a mother or father would. It symbols many entities, among them the clouds, which ultimately embodies the ephemeral nature of life. Even after it has receded to earth, its ethereal glamour perplexes and tantalizes me, and its image forever dwells in my sight.
This is Don't Underestimate by Lily. As I step up to the plate, the girls on the field underestimate how far the ball will go. Soon they very well will know. Round the bases, first, second, third, and home. I can keep going on with this poem. Second, third, fourth inning, all we do is keep on winning. Now we're going for an undefeated season. When the other teams forfeit, it'll be for this reason.
Love Letter from the Shovel to the Crayon by Virginia. I know I may be hard to deal with, but I always help you dig you out of your problems. I even feel that emptiness you feel when you don't feel creative or loved by others. Honestly, I totally dig you. On the more romantic side, I have to say, to me, you make my day brighter like the color of the sunrise. Dealing with you may be like breaking a stick in half, but I'll always be there to cover you from harm. I am strong enough to not let you break, so all I ask is for you to stay bright, to keep my strong, iron-like heart to protect your delicate body.
Okay, this is Shut It Down by Kiara. Every day I go on my phone, but I wonder what would happen if I shut it down. Liking pictures, rewinding vines, I seem to always have the time. In our society, we use our phones to get away from everyday problems, but this device that we call our only love keeps us away from true love. No more would a mother have to repair her son's jeans or telling him to stay clean. No more can a couple eating at a fancy restaurant being interrupted by a single beep. Try taking away a phone from an infant. You'll have to give it back this instant. I wonder what would the life be if we just shut it down and pay attention to what's around.
The Inner You by Megan. This is for the ones that fit in as much as a beautiful red rose does in the desert. The ones who don't have peanut butter to go with their jelly. The ones who feel as abandoned as a child losing their best friend to someone else. Don't give up like a dog chasing a squirrel up a tree. Don't let the feeling conquer you like a crab taking a new shell. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand as tall as the Empire State Building. Don't fall down like a tree in a fierce storm. Show them who's boss, like Mufasa on the Lion King. When everyone has given up on you, like a broken crayon, don't give up on yourself. Don't allow the one rotten tomato stop you from eating all the rest. Find a way to get around the obstacles, just like Dora trying to find the castle. And when you finally get around those obstacles, find out who you really are, who really cares about you, and you won't feel alone like a lost penny that everyone thinks is worthless.
Technology Screens by Lauren. I lock my door and open my computer screen, Tumblr, Twitter, anything. As I sit in the dark, my parents have a strange remark. I separate myself, just me, no one else. But if I lock my screen and open my door, there's a whole world I can't explore. The sun and the grass is all so new. What is my life and what will I do? I lock my phone and explore a world I never knew existed before. But what do I talk about without using my phone to find the easy way out? Because I can never go to dinner without hearing a ringer. And it drives me crazy how humans are just so lazy. All people want is more technology, but seriously, we need to think logically. Shut off your phone and you will see a world that has more than technology screens.
This is an ode to a new box of crayons by Audrey. Preferred by teachers, the box may say, but kids enjoy it more. On the side of the box, the colorful Crayola smile stands out from all the rest. Three-dimensional shaped sticks stand together like soldiers at attention. Every crayon is dressed in a simple yet stylish Crayola wrapper. Every crayon, when my finger reaches the top point, my artsy side wants to be unleashed. 24 crayons sit on the desk next to me, patiently waiting for me to notice them. Calling out to me, I finally pick them up. Gently pressing down on the paper with the aqua crayon, it lets loose a perfect shape. Without the crayon, my inner artist would be incomplete.
So this is Okay, Okay, inspired by the novel The Fault in Our Stars by Caroline. Some may say that I have wasted my days, sitting, withering, fading away. Though little is known of when I'm alone, for reading John Green is far better than any iPhone. Books of two teenagers falling in love, a girl with a tank, a boy with a nub. Now what can we make of this awful conclusion? A shareable feeling in Hazel's confusion? The fear of oblivion provided by Gus, a metaphor in cigarettes, creating a fuss, as the literal heart of Jesus was said to cure any cancer before it could spread. Although it had seemed to be quite predicted, Hazel Grace was fully afflicted, sulking around days after days. Hazel Grace, snap out of your days. But why, Augustus? What is the point? Because maybe someday, okay, will be our always.
Okay, this is a love letter from a dictionary to a paperclip by Alexander. I have regarded you around the office, able to distinguish you among hundreds of others congruous. You are defined as not more than to hold something to fasten people together, but I envision you as so much profoundly more. People say I know it all, and though I may give the impression of being pretentious with my expansive vocabulary, yet around you I am flawed in how inadequate my word choice is. Your job pairs you with an abundance of men like me. However, I yearn you to observe me as more than just, as more. Granted, I have a few wrinkled or ripped features like an old book, but confide faith in me, for I have been updated routinely. Even when you are picked apart to reveal your sharp and nasty side, I love you.
This is original by Claire. There are people who blanket their faces with unnecessary pain. There are people who act obnoxious just to be perfect. There are people who will be inspired to fake their achievements. And there are people who will play a major part but be a minor. Some of them will never know what it's like to struggle. Others are struggling but can't find someone to help. Some of them change their ways for acceptance, while others don't know how. Most people will kick and scream for recognition. Most will cry until someone stops and asks why. Most will wait out their lives for a single glimpse of fame, and everyone will battle for the first place trophy. I should know. I am guilty of all of these things. I cried just to make heads turn as I walked by them, silently sobbing. I played an in-between girl who thought she was just another living person. I color my face every morning and pull my hair to the right place. I've put all my soul into what my life is now, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm human, and I did myself wrong. As young and inexperienced as I might be, I've noticed. I've noticed that no one wants a faker. I've noticed that no one wants an overachiever. I don't know why crying attracts attention, and I don't know why people lie to themselves. Everyone hides and keeps secrets, thinking it's for the best. It's not. Everyone is told how limits touch the sky. It goes beyond that. Only the honest ones reach the moon. They will say that all you need to do is to try. Try to do better, try to be the best, just try. But the truth is that word is a lie. You shouldn't try. You're already more than them. You shouldn't try to be better than you already are. You're already beautiful. You shouldn't try to be the best. You're already there. The only thing you should try to do is to just be you. An original is always worth more than a copy.
This is an ode to the dog by Katie. Originates from the empty streets and saved from the Hartford pound, yet was still trapped in a cage. Has an amazing devotion to take naps near windows where the sun is shining and spring sunflowers start to bloom. Possesses a thick coat of dark black smooth fur with ears as soft as a cloud. Is well behaved inside, yet becomes a ballistic animal and bolts at dogs outside of her territory. Owns a great ambition for belly rubs any time of day. Claims an awful aroma of wet dog when coming in from the rain. Misplaced her hearing not too long ago, yet still senses the signal when it comes to walking. Is growing gray hairs her way of showing us she is becoming old. Extremely picky and unsatisfied with only dog food for meals, as if she expects something more. Lucky for her, with every dinner she receives green beans hidden at the bottom of her bowl. The special treat is hidden at the bottom of the deepest ocean. Is passionate for camping, eager to explore every square foot, and once she is gone, she will never be forgotten. There will never be a chance in the world.
Spring by Joy. A fresh breath of Mother Nature ruffles my hair amidst the lush grass and the bendy branches of the willows sway. The multicolored flowers look like cheerful dots in the distance. The sun smiles down on the young grasslings and gives it support and sunshine. The birds form a chorus and sing musical songs. The tulips and roses accompany the music by dancing a peaceful waltz. The hills of grass bump into each other, creating a unique sculpture. The sky is filled with fluffy, illusional clouds, while the shy sky hides behind them. A nearby airplane zooms past this marvelous meadow, startling the animals. A small pond holds many frogs having competition of who can croak the loudest. The fish lazily swim around, catching food into its gaping mouth. Tall grasses and wheat give this small oasis some privacy. A colony of cute bunnies hop around in the green grass with bent ears. The deer come and gallop, stampeding through the helpless grass. I lay on my back, feeling the earthly ground and stealing a breath of wind. Small ants march around my bare legs. I quickly brush them off, preventing them from getting any closer. I squint at the sun when he shines beaming rays of sunshine, warming up the whole meadow. My dog finally catches up with me. He sprints everywhere, not believing how much grass there is to play in. He's a black flash of curly hair, running freely and wildly. I take a deep breath in and smile wildly. The meadow is a beautiful place.
This is There's Always More Than Meets the Eye by Sosie. I am the silence of a song, changing dynamics frequently. I am the quickness of words flowing out of a mouth, stuttering, unsure of when to stop. I am the happiness of a magician, with the wave of a hand I can change. I am the color of a single dormant flower waiting to bloom. I am the sadness of a cloud in a sunny blue sky, yet there will always be stormy days. I am the music of a content bumblebee, Yet when someone messes with me, my song changes. I am the strength of a marcher, exhausted yet determined to go on. I am the taste of a relieving and refreshing cold winter day. I am the whisper of a spirit trying to make an imprint in the ground. I am the sweetness of a glass of lemonade on a blistering hot day, but don't have too much. I am the curtain of a fantasy, because there's always more than meets the eye. I am the calm of a candle burning in the darkness. I am the size of a bear, not huge, but not small. I am the teeth of a snail, not very powerful, but eventually I will strengthen. I am the sound of a lion lurking in the grass. You might not know I'm there, but I am. I am the stillness of the weather when it isn't quite clear. I am the anger of a bull. When I get mad, I'm mad. I am the laughter of a poem. You can either make it meaningful or it can be faked.
A Jelly Bean Poem by Justine. Orange like a tangerine on a warm summer day, with one little speckle that makes it burst. Smooth like a sandstone on the sand, tastes as if an earthquake is about to erupt. Does a pirouette on the edge of my taste bud, colorful as a peach about to split open. Calls out to me, I love sugar and sour. The flavor then slips away and lets me enjoy the taste. As delightful like a newly opened citrus cough drop. First comes the exterior with its bold color and smell. Then comes the interior with its proud, soft, gooey center. Out with the old and in with the new, here it comes fast like a race car. I now remember the time when I first took a glance. It was an eye-catching and pleasant surprise.
This is Power Down by Ivana. It used to be difficult to connect when friends form cliques. Now it's even more difficult to connect when a clique forms friends. Beeps and boops control our lives. Why is it one would rather text or send an email than talk in person? We face Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Vine more than we face the descriptive words of a novel. With 4,527 friends online, only 5 are truly mine in real life. Why wouldn't I spend more time trying to obtain more likes? With the branches of a Macintosh tree, apple picking has always come with a cost. iPad, iPod, iMessage. I can do all of this without making eye contact. I have only 20 contacts on my phone. I must try extremely hard to retrieve more. We cannot disconnect from the technology we so preciously own, so we become powerless when the on button controls us. Kids used to sprint in fields to collect blackberries. Now they drive to the Sprint store to buy a blackberry. Petite pieces of metal and plastic run our lives, hidden behind the screen holding conversations. Perfect, right? What's wrong with that? Texting can ruin a friendship or cause a great argument. There is a lack of emotion, gestures, and facial expressions. We cut ourselves off from the pursuit of individuality. Technology drives our lives. But we have become so advanced, students can't even use a dictionary successfully. Put down the phone and find the road less traveled, where you control technology and it doesn't control you.
Bullseye by Kylie. I felt broken, lost, my spirit torn to pieces, covered in wounds, scars, each word cut so deep, they were acid to my skin. Trying first to dodge these bullets, they ricocheted off my shields, but never disappeared. They consumed the air around me instead of my soul. But their numbers grew. And when I tried to look ahead, it was all I saw. Ugly, fat, crazy, nerd. I turned away from the hate, only to see it doubled, tripled. The numbers grew larger. More words, less space, until they kept me from viewing the world as it was. Forming a dome, they cut off my air. I was being choked by these horrific phrases. Still, I took ragged breaths from minuscule, almost invisible crevices. I had enough oxygen to survive, but not to live, not to be happy. People just like me helped the others build the suffocating walls. They worked to peel the target off their back and place it directly on mine. As they built up, mine was larger than ever. Like a beachside town after a devastating tsunami, I was drenched from this torture. Coughing, sputtering, choking, but still surviving.
The words hurt, but I wasn't ready to let them kill me. Not because I wasn't pretty enough, or tall enough, or perfect enough. Not for being me. I know it will stop, but when it does, I still won't be all right. I'll still have the scars, still have the bruises, still be able to feel the straining of my own breaths. My self-doubt will not shrink. Nothing can simply disappear. Maybe I could have defended myself correctly had I been prepared. I knew what to do if someone harmed me physically. Exposed wounds would heal, but not if they hurt me mentally. Not if their weapons were words, and I was the bullseye.
The Complainer by Kat. At the house number 311, Kat Jacobs complained 24/7. It's constant and never ending, and her words are never pending. Can I have ice cream? Can I have a phone? Annoying people down to their bones. Screaming and shouting for what she wants. Eventually, her mom kicks her onto the curb saying, "Stay out." Now Kat Jacobs is living alone, wishing she had people that loved her at home. Her attitude changed and she became grateful, but when she went home, all were still hateful. Johnny, Chris, Elizabeth, and Mom couldn't forget she was a ticking time bomb. Kat said, I've changed, I won't cause you pain." Yet her family disagreed and they started to complain. At least she knew her dad would always love her, but her dad was changed, so they had to confer. The next thing she knew, she was chained to the house. She screamed and kicked, saying, "Let me out." The last thing she saw was her family starting to bail. She looked outside to see a sign that said, "For sale."
Hello, my name is Norman Cuddly, and the title of my poem is Pets of the House. There are pets in the house. Birds, guinea pigs, but not a mouse. They poop and pee all day and night. If we try to hold them, they try to bite. Guinea pigs purr along with the cat. The birds try to land on my hat. Tiki and Kiwi mourn the dead. Sonic's body was once on my bed. Daisy the cat stalks the birds. She also has disgusting turds. What do? I run far away. I won't be losing more blood today. But deep in my heart, I love them so. When I got back, I put on a show. Crazy kitty games were a big hit. At least I avoided getting bit. Goodbye, onlookers. I bid you good day. Now I shall go to feed the guinea pigs hay.
An Ode to the Soccer Field by Caitlin. Seamlessly stretching for what seems like miles as I sprint across. The fresh, fragrant smell tickles your nose, prickling your smooth, moist skin when you sit to watch the clouds effortlessly float by. Lay your ear to the thin, opaque, viridescent grass as the wind strongly forces itself through it. A soft, smooth whistle forms and hums its favorite tune. An oversized emerald carpet sunbathing through the four seasons. A sad song playing in the winter as few people come out to play on the snow-covered ground. Spring sloshes sound as feet sprint through the mud, leaping into a slide only to come up covered in mud like chocolate with grins from cheek to cheek. Beating beams fall on the 100-degree field with drooping bodies slowing down one step at a time. Leaves swiftly and silently break apart from their branches and fall like a feather. Squawking geese fly above to send children scattering at the high-pitched sound. Fall has arrived and the season is coming to a close. Time for a long slumber through the bone-cold winter. The soccer field is a home, comforting anyone who comes, soothing pain and repairing broken hearts through a sport many know as soccer.
This is Sunrise by Jordan. I am the silence of early morning sunrises, just as it peers onto the earth. I am the happiness of a smile that stretches across a new mother's face. I am the color of fall leaves just turning into brilliant oranges, yellows, and reds. I am the music of fireworks booming into the summertime sky. I am the taste of a strawberry freshly picked from my homemade garden. I am the sweetness of sugar tickling your tongue after a fun night of trick-or-treating. I am the calm of ocean waves crashing on the sand during a hot summer day. I am the sound of a roller coaster clicking its way to the top of a steep drop. I am the laughter of a teenager watching their favorite comedy.
This is a love letter from the milk carton to the pencil by Justin. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 2. But your personality breaks the scale. Just 1% of me doesn't even compare. Your slim, long body makes me wonder how you manage to stay fit. I'm chunky, wavy, and my curves are horrible. I look like a pear. It doesn't matter if you're older than me. I age in days. I'm a white ghost when we speak because I freeze up. I start to feel cold and freeze into solid embarrassment. Then your soulmate walks up and ruins all the fun. People say, they come from the same worlds, they're meant to be. Really, you guys are like leaves on a tree. I'm told we weren't meant to be. Our lives were written, and I wasn't anywhere in yours. But I'm the author now, and I'm changing it from a brown and white to a colorful gold. How would you be if you had me? You're number 2 to most people, but my number 1. Until my life nears the end, I will love you more than anyone can.
This is a poem called Gone by Julia. Throughout all of my life, I have been known as the kid in the corner. I'm the one who never smiles, who never makes eye contact, who never talks back. According to them, I'm the deaf mute with no life. I'm the girl standing on the other side of the fence, locked in a box, separated from the world. I'm the child at the podium, standing before them, chained into place, on display for all. I'm the dead tree in the middle of the lake, surrounded by the striving plants of success. Over the years, their vocabulary has grown stronger. I long for the days of stupid and fat, ugly and dumb. I dream of the comforting arms of my mother and the protective hands of my father. Their twisted tongues pull me in, only to penetrate my soul, puncturing my heart and manipulating my mind. As I burn at the stake in the fiery pits of their eyes, they smirk devilously, taking pleasure in the scent of my burning flesh. Like my once porcelain skin, the surfaces of the razors and glass are no longer visible, stained with blood. The tears have permanently stained my face. The path of each salty water droplet is clear. My attackers never show their faces to the public, but they take every chance they have to destroy my spirits. I ask for solitude, to be safe from them, but it no longer helps me. Their voices linger in my mind, filling every thought with miseries. Their mocking voices ringing in my head have shut out all hopes of happiness. I have come so close many times to escaping their grasps, but no matter what I attempt, I can never fulfill my wishes. They teach you how to save others, but I will never be able to save myself.
Put It Down by Jamie. When you look at the people passing by, every teen staring at a screen, playing silly games and not wondering why, ask yourself, what does this mean? Hear the word apple, but don't think of the fruit. What will happen if we continue down this route? The obsession with owning the newest generation, will it be our degeneration? So look up from it all and put down the phone, because when you truly start living, you'll find life has a more vibrant tone than sitting at home on the computer alone.
This is an ode to music by Caleb. A forgotten sound that originated from Africa over 50,000 years ago. Sailing around the world to thousands of countries, the deep vibrations of the bass is pounding in my neck. Drums being pulverized, the senseless beats racing my chest. Blistering guitars being shredded, breakdowns and solos going into insanity. Mind-blowing vocals harmonizing with backup vocals, lyrics melting in my mind, making black and white look colored, just wanting to slip out of reality for a while.
This is Online Poem by Alexander. Entertainment today provides us with many movies, and a lot of time while watching them, we find ourselves drinking smoothies. Many of us watching screens, acting like average middle school age teens. While listening to the latest song, we hurdle barrels in Donkey Kong, chewing on gum labeled Tutti Frutti, blasting zombies in Call of Duty, eating a Big Mac from Mickey D's while Skyping away on our PCs. After dominating the dance floor, Dance Dance Revolution fans are hungry for more. Fighting monsters as the heroes of legend, gamers are too distracted to run that business errand. Hardcore adults on the PS3, while smaller fans prefer their Nintendo Wii. Grand Theft Auto 5, possibly being the most violent game alive. Plump plumbers enjoying the stars, but not the kind you see around Mars. Stars fighting in an all-out brawl, fuzzy creatures confined in their Pokeball. In some games, performing a brutal assassination, while in others, waiting patiently for the train at its station, racing around in tiny carts, hunting for treasure by consulting our charts. Games involving boats and planes, playing inside because up there it rains. Not knowing outside that the grass is green, we stay inside and watch the screen. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to have 1 million subscribers, but no genuine friends? Is it worth it to get a mammoth amount of likes, but no love from anyone? Is it worth it to share a site with their friends if they're not there to see it? Is it worth it to see the sunset in a picture rather than be ushered by its elegance? Is it worth it to date someone on a screen if you've never heard them say I love you in person? Isn't it better to enjoy a luscious, majestic forest rather than play a video game? Isn't it better to find the answers yourself rather than Google them? Isn't it better to live your own adventures as opposed to reading of others? Isn't it better to drop into a clear, calm lake than research some stressful paper? Isn't it better to share a lol with a concrete person next to you than a lol in a text? Isn't it better to see that one person you care about more than anyone else smile rather than a colon parentheses? Isn't it better to experience the cuisine yourself rather than study a review of it? Aren't you more than a profile picture? A 40-character description? Aren't you more than those robots sitting at computer screens watching things on YouTube? Aren't you more than a businessman on his way to a monotone life of being sedentary behind a desk? Don't you want to live? Don't you want to jump off a bridge and have a rope grab hold of you and pull you back up? Don't you want to soar through the air on a set of angel wings? Don't you want to give the sun a respite and brighten the world with a smile? Don't you want to sense the positive embrace of another human being against you? Don't you want to feel the accomplishment to come from a deafening crowd chanting your name on and on and on again? Not from another digital achievement. The web traps us and doesn't let us go until we are completely entangled in its sticky arms and don't want to leave. The spiders come and devour us slowly online. They take away our real friends and family and leave us with our 1001st on a social media site. Every time we open up a new window on our devices, we shut one in real life, along with many doors, walls, and barricades. This system is tearing us apart from the things we should really care about, which makes me wonder, is it worth it to have a face-to-face book relationship?
You know, as I was sitting here listening to all the poems, I have a lovely little speech here and I'll get to it, but as I was sitting here listening to all the poems, I kept on thinking about, you know, yesterday, Maya Angelou, one of our nation's greatest poets, just passed away. And I was listening to this interview with Terry Gross on NPR, and she was talking about how it wasn't really the words that she said when she delivered her poetry, but it was the pauses. And I just kept on thinking to myself, it's interesting that we are all taking this opportunity to pause to hear the words. And there's such a huge link in all of these poems